Google Bard can finally generate AI images in its hopes to become much less boring and catch up to the likes of Dalle 3 and, dare I say, Midjourney. And in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to hit the ground running when prompting and generating images in Google Bard's newest feature. Prepare to level up and let's get right into it. Let's head over to bard.google.com and give it a basic prompt to kick things off. The good thing is, Bard seems to do a good job at generating images whether you're using long or short prompts, though, as we'll see later on, in some cases it does struggle with longer prompts, especially if they contain text. Bard then gives us back two pretty adorable looking images. Clicking into an image then allows you to download the image in the top right-hand corner. Heading back, supposing I wanted more variations, I could just simply click the Generate More icon. After which, Bard returns an additional image in a much more artistic style, and this one actually looks really good. To refine the image so you land on an image that you'd like, you can simply continue to have a conversation with Bard. So for example, I can ask it to make the puppy a chihuahua, and let's see what we get back. And in a pretty short amount of time, we have a cute chihuahua flying through space. And of course, supposing this wasn't my cup of tea, I could either continue the conversation or once again hit the Generate More button. Pretty cool and hilarious stuff. Okay, next, supposing we had a specific image in mind we wanted to create. According to Google, a short paragraph is the sweet spot as it can be nicely detailed without becoming overwhelming for Bard. So let's try this prompt. Generate a photorealistic image of an adorable hedgehog, its fur neatly combed, riding a rocket ship, zooming across a vibrant sky full of stars, leaving a trail of simmering stardust behind. And in a few short moments, we have our hedgehog riding through space. I will take just a moment to deconstruct the prompt we just used, as good prompts will allow you to truly harness the image generation capabilities of Google Bard. As you can see in the prompt we used, the type of image we were looking for was generate a photorealistic image. The subject was an adorable hedgehog riding a rocket ship, and then we added refining details about the subject, such as its fur neatly combed. And then we added in the scene or setting, which was the hedgehog zooming across a vibrant sky full of stars, leaving a trail of shimmering stardust behind. Adding in details such as this really helps Bard understand what you're looking for and hopefully get you that much closer to your desired image. However, if you do struggle coming up with prompts, not to worry. You can also have a conversation with Bard to help you generate the image. So for example, let's say I like to create a scenic image of a forest. Let's ask Bard to help with that. As we can see, Bard then gives us back two starting images, but Bard also asks us what type of forest were we thinking of? Was it lush and green with sunlight filtering through the leaves? Or maybe something more mysterious with fog cloaking the trees, and so on. This is really cool, as these are all details I probably wouldn't have thought of in generating my forest pick. I'm going to ask it to go with something more mysterious with fog cloaking the trees. And just like that, we have our fog-filled forest pick. One thing I have noticed making images in Bard is that it typically gives you 1 to 2 variations compared to other AI image tools that might give you say 3 to 4. Though it does seem, at least for now, you can hit Generate More in a limited number of times. Okay, that was the basic overview of everything you need to start generating images in Bard. Next up, let's dive into some really interesting use cases and practical examples you can use for Google Bard's free AI image generation features. Let's start by generating AI images that contain text, a task that still proves to be quite challenging for even the best AI image generation tools out there today. We'll start simple by asking Bard to create a billboard that says coming soon. As we can see, with the limited details we gave Bard, it does do a decent job of generating two versions of billboards that say coming soon, one in a more modern urban environment and one in the middle of nowhere. Let's up the ante a bit and ask it to create a product image for a toothpaste named Anvil. The brand colors are red and white, and see what we get. Okay, while the actual product image itself isn't that bad, the spelling is horrendous, as our Anvil toothpaste now seems to have been given a completely different name. But you know what, let's give it another chance and click Generate More. Okay, the second and third images are actually onto something here. The second image is probably the most feasible, though not the most photogenic, and the third one, Really, it's just a mess, but hey, maybe that's the brand's image. Now, I'm sure if you did take the time to refine the prompt and guide bot to what you're looking for, you'd end up with something usable in the real world. Okay, let's now look at a very practical use case, which is generating images for content such as blogs and articles you may have used Bard to create. We'll start by asking Bard to write a captivating blog post for a new cafe that sells fine coffee. And as we can see, Bard does a pretty decent job of generating a blog post for a yet-to-be-named cafe. Really cool. Now, let's take it a step further and ask it to generate an image I can use for the blog post. And we're given two images, one with what appears to be cyborgs sitting in a cafe, and then the second one is actually pretty decent. Either way, the possibilities are pretty endless with features like this. Okay, at this point you have everything you now need to start creating images in Google Bard. Some key takeaways when you're prompting are to remember to include details such as what kind of image you're looking for. Is it photorealistic, abstract, illustration, and so forth? Also, what is the subject of the image? Is it a landscape, a person, or an object? And what mood or feeling are you trying to convey with the image? Happy, peaceful, mysterious, and so on. And are there any specific colors, shapes, or objects you want to include? And lastly, definitely feel free to have a conversation with Bard to refine your prompt and the images generated. I'd love to hear your experiences with Google Bard's image generation down in the comments below. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one.